This is the review for the Chapter 5 quiz-like questions. What you should notice here is I only have 2 questions here. So the quiz should be very straightforward conceptually, and really there's only 2 types of questions that are on it. The quiz is only 9 questions long, and basically the questions all fit into one of these 2 categories with slight variations. But as long as you understand kind of what's going on with these 2 questions, you should be able to do well on the quiz. So, first question, and you'll notice also neither one of these has you doing journal entries. So this basically is, do you understand what the concepts are for these 2 types of questions? So the first one, a company had sales of $250,000 and cost of goods sold of $200,000. Its gross profit equals $100,000. This would be a true-false question, and you should be able to tell by looking at this. Sales minus cost of goods sold should equal gross profit. In this case, this would be false because gross profit given this information would be $50,000. Okay, so pretty straightforward there. Whether it says sales or net sales here, unless they actually tell you in the question, which this quiz does not, but if they told you in the question, here's the sales, and then we also have some allowances and some refunds that you need to subtract out, unless it has that extra information here, we're going to assume that this number here is net sales. Okay, so it'll either say net sales, or we will assume it is net sales because there's no other information given. If that's the case, gross profit is net sales minus cost of goods sold. Okay, so that's like half the quiz right there, is knowing that. Also, keep in mind gross profit and gross margin are pretty much used as synonyms. So this could say gross profit equals, or it could say gross margin equals, and you'll calculate that the same way. There's some of those that are true-false. There's also some multiple choice where instead of giving you the answer, it will say what is gross margin or what is the gross profit for this situation, and then you'll have to say, 4 answer choices, and is one of those 50,000? Yes, okay, pick that one. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so second type of question. A company purchased $55,000 of merchandise on January 15th. Terms are 310 net 30. On January 29th, it returned $10,000 worth of merchandise. Okay, on February 2nd, it paid the full amount that it needed to pay. What is the amount of cash paid on February 2nd? Okay, so $55,000 purchase of merchandise. If there was no discount and no returns, then the amount paid on February 2nd would just be this $55,000. However, we had returns of $10,000 and minus discount of 3%. Okay, since the February 2nd date falls within okay, that's not how I meant this question to look, but we'll just do it the opposite way. Okay, since this does not fall, I initially, when I was writing this question, planned on making it fall within the discount period, but that's not what I wrote, so we'll go with what I wrote here. Okay, so there is no discount. We paid outside of the 10-day discount period, so we'll not subtract the discount. So now all we had to do was subtract out the returns, and we're left with $45,000 of cash that would need to be paid on February 2nd. Okay. Now, if I change the information slightly here, and let's change this to January 19th, and this to January 20th. Now, this is kind of how I initially wanted that first one to go. So now we have 55,000 minus $10,000 return minus 3% discount equals, okay? So 55,000 minus 10,000 is 45,000. So I'll do that all together here. 55,000 minus 10,000, and we're going to multiply that times 0.97 because we're subtracting out 3%. So what's left over is 0.97, and that gives us 43,650. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, just so you can see it better. 43,650 is paid out on February 2nd. And again, you should remember that since the return happened before we paid anything, we are going to subtract the return out first, and then we apply the discount, and that's what gets paid. So if you know how to do those 2.5, 3 problems there, you should be able to do fine on the quiz. Remember, 9 questions only. Take your time. You should have plenty of time to do well on this quiz, and good luck to you.